Back, section elementary 06, algebraic expressions. Problem 1. Evaluate the expressions for x equals 5, y equals 7, z equals 5. X plus 4. X is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. 2 times z minus 4. I'll have to write it down. 2 times z minus 4. Alright. So z is parentheses 5. So wherever I see the variable, first create parentheses, then put in rest of the expression. So that tells me it's multiplication. 10 minus 4, that is a 6. Next, x, y, z. So when you have x, y, z, right, you first place parentheses for each variable. X variable gets 5. Y variable gets 7. Z variable gets 5. So that is, z variable gets 5. So that is equal 5 times 7, 35 times 5, which is equals, well, you can multiply by hand and you get 175. Next, y plus z, 7 plus 5. Next problem. X is 3, y is 6, z is 0. The expression is 16 minus 4xz. Okay, that is 16 minus 4 variable. X is a variable, it has value 3. Z is a variable, it has value 0. Okay, so that is 16 minus 4 times 3 times 0. Anything times 0 is 0. So that gets me 16. Next one tells me 13xy. So that is equal 13xy. Then fill in blanks. X is 3. Y is 6. Alright, so that is 13 times 3, 39 times 6. Okay, so we need to do this by hand. 39 times 6. 6 times 9 is 54. 6 times 3 is 18 plus 5 is 23. 234. Next. 450 over x plus y. All right. Okay. The expression is a fraction. 450 over x plus y. So you want the fraction 450 over variable plus variable. Always where you see variables, place parentheses. So x variable is 20 and y variable is 55. So that gets us fraction 450 over 20 plus 55, 75. Okay, you can reduce this, all right, if you like. if you see numerator, you have a 5 as a factor, 5 times 90. Denominator 5 times 15. Okay, 5 common so that they cancel each other. Well, this continues to have a common factor of 5 again. 5 times 18 over 5 times 3. That's fantastic. 5 goes in both. 18 over 3, that is a 6. Next, y minus x over 5. It's a fraction, y minus x over 5, which is equal fraction, remember parentheses minus parentheses over 5. That's a y parentheses, 55. That's an x parenthesis, 20. So that gets us fraction 55 minus 20, 35 over 5. That's a 7. Next problem. A plus b quantity squared. Okay. A is 0, b is 2. So that is parentheses first. 0 plus 2 is 2 power 2. That is 2 times 2. That's a 4. Next, a squared plus b squared. A is 0 squared plus b is 2 squared. 0 squared is a 0 plus 2 squared is a 4. 0 plus 4 is a 4. Next, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. A is 0 squared. A is 0. 2ab. 0, 2 plus 2 squared. B is 2. 0 squared is 0 plus 2 times 0 is 0. 0 times 2 is 0 plus 2 squared is a 4. Next, similar question. A is 1, B is negative 1. Okay, so A plus B quantity squared. So, is the same expression, guys. So I'm going over here. A is 1, B is negative 1. All right, A is 1, B is negative 1. So parentheses first. All right, so power 2 later. Parentheses first. 1 plus negative 1. It's nothing but 1 minus 1, which is equal 0 squared, which is 0. On the other hand, a squared plus b squared. A is 1, right? 1 squared plus b is negative 1 squared. So don't forget parentheses. All right. So that gets you 1 squared is 1 plus negative 1 squared. That negative also gets squared, 1 also gets squared, so that's an overall 1. That's a 2. A squared plus 2ab plus b squared. A is 1 plus 2, 1 for A, negative 1 for B, plus negative 1 for B squared. Don't forget parentheses for each variable, parentheses. 1 squared is 1 plus 2 times 1 times negative 1. So that's a negative 2 plus power of negative 1. That becomes positive. This gives you 1. So what's the story? 1 minus 2 plus 1. You see? This followed by this is a negative. That gives you negative 1 plus 1, or 1 plus 1, 2, and a negative 2. Either way, you get a 0. So here is one way of checking. A plus b quantity squared is actually this formula, not that. You see, they get the same answers. Okay, similar question. A is negative 2, b is negative 4. Okay, so let's, wherever you see variable, replace it with parentheses. Okay, so, all right. A is negative 2. B is negative 4. So, parentheses first, you see. Square later. Negative 2, negative 4, power 2. Negative 2, negative 4 is negative 6, power 2. Negative gets squared. 6 squared is 36. So it's a positive 36. A squared plus b squared. All right. What is A? A is negative 2. So don't forget parentheses. What is B? B is negative 4. Don't forget parentheses. When I square, the negative becomes positive. 2 squared is a 4 plus. When I square, the negative becomes a positive. 4 squared is 16. Overall, 20. So you see, a plus b quantity squared is not a squared plus b squared. Okay, the power doesn't go to each, right? You get different answers. Whereas here, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So minus 2 for, beg your pardon, here let me erase these previous solutions first. All right, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So a parenthesis for each variable. A variable is negative 2. A variable is negative 2. B variable is negative 4. B variable is negative 4. Negative squared is positive. 2 squared is 4. Negative times negative is a positive, plus 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16, plus negative squared is positive. 4 squared is 16. So 4 plus 16 is 20. 20 plus 16 is 36. Okay. A plus b quantity squared is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. All right. So I will start on the next one in my next video.